Punisher Warzone, possibly the best interpretation of Punisher the character? What could have been? Let's talk about my reaction to this film right now. All right, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say Punisher Warzone is a great movie, not even the best Punisher content. But as far as on screen versions of Punisher, in a lot of ways, Ray Stevenson nailed it. Having these great moments where he's basically going to take down an entire room of people really is in line with what we should see with Punisher and not these melodramatic, talking fest. It should be an action shoot 'em up kind of movie. We should have all of these sequences that are just truly spectacular. And Ray Stevenson at times is really phenomenal as Punisher and Frank Castle. And then at other times, not so much. But I think the interpretation of Jigsaw is probably the most divisive. I think Dominic West at points is fine, but the problem is they water down his character by having his psychotic brother, Loony Bin Jim, in there as well. And Loony Bin Jim is just more weird because in the comic, of course, him being a cannibal and being this sort of brutal psychopath kind of comes through, but you can't go too far with the movie. So Jigsaw's kind of hindered by almost having like a sidekick. And the makeup, of course, is 2008 makeup. So at times you can see prosthetic issues that you're like, yeah, they didn't really age very well. But that's not my point of the video. My point is the film itself, while it has a lot of problems, it should have had a lot of problems because this film is a muddled mess from development that started years prior, like long time before. Tons of people had been attached to it. They were trying to work through whether Thomas Jane was going to come back or not, whether they could try to get into something that would still be gritty and edgy or not, what the budget would be. And it just drug its feet for so long. Eventually, Thomas Jane just threw his hands up and go, man, I got things to do, man. I got to move on. They kind of scurried around. And I will admit, I think Ray Stevenson is kind of a better version than Thomas Jane ever would have been. The thing is with the trailer too, the trailer showcases a lot of black and white and some of the different things that are going on that feels like it should have been in like a Robert Rodriguez type movie or something. I actually kind of think that would have been a better take on this movie because at times it really slogs along. So at one point, Frank accidentally murders an FBI CI, someone undercover. He doesn't mean to, but he doesn't know, right? You're there, you're in the line of fire with the Punisher. I don't know what you're thinking because that is kind of a cool dynamic that could be fleshed out on the Punisher thing. Who is the collateral damage? Then he befriends and protects the wife, the widow, and their daughter. And the film is really, really bogged down with that. You're trying to show the humanity, you're trying to show his motivations. It also doesn't get too deep into the mire of him reliving flashbacks and all that kind of stuff, which is good. But the film obviously plods along because of all that. But there's moments where you're just like, this is just tremendous stuff and just great filmmaking that was really, really pretty good. And I have to admit, I enjoyed watching most of this movie. This part, like where he's emotional and he's gunning, arming up again and going back out again. Yeah, the trailer is more like a music video than it is actually a trailer for showing this. So yeah, maybe I didn't choose the right thing. And overall, I think the film just also was just badly marketed. It was, there's creative issues when it came out, what was going to happen here, what was going to happen there. I don't know. And why on earth are you dropping I think the Punisher? Yeah, December 5th. Why is it coming out at Christmas time? What on earth are they doing? Like, this movie is a what could have been movie. I would have rather have seen it go direct to video or something that had that. Some other notes that, we have Colin Salmon plays one of the FBI agents who comes out of a story called Widowmaker. Wayne Knight is playing Microchip, one of his little friends that helps him out. There's other characters I think that are very, very good. Julie Benz is actually pretty good as the widow. I think her name is Angela. I think that I really just have to say that overall, I feel like this film has really, really suffered from a studio meddling, mishandling, bad marketing, everything that could go wrong. And we still get this, which is a very mid level film. This is like a 2.5 out of 5-star movie for me. Very solid with a drag in the middle. So if it's anything, it's more like 2 to 2.5 stars. But the rewatchability is actually very good. And I got to be honest, I find myself watching this film over the Thomas Jane movie that came after it. And I will be honest that the John Bernthal Punisher series is so drawn out. I don't want to sit through the whole thing again. I just want to get through some of it. I don't need to sit through the whole thing because none of it's nearly as good as like Daredevil season one. So why do I have to suffer through, 4 to 6 hours of this stuff? Just get on with it. That being said, Punisher Warzone, what do you guys think? Am I being too hard or soft on this movie? Because I feel like it has a great comic book interpretation of this character at times. Ray Steven is great. He feels like he's also like the actual big Marine, skilled, talented person. Whereas Thomas Jane and John Bernthal, at times that doesn't work. And they get really into the feels with John Bernthal. We've seen that now with even like the Disney Marvel version. You can see he's really like the PTSD and, oh, I don't fit in and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, just because you curse a lot doesn't make you Frank Castle. So, yeah, this is a really good inversion of Punisher and Frank Castle, even though the movie just really, really suffered. So poor Lexi Alexander, I really kind of feel bad because it seemed like this could have been something that could have gone completely different, and she really would have had an opportunity to get back out there and do more work that really could have been better for her. But I don't believe anything has really ever taken off for her, and she's really hardly directed anything over the last several years. So yeah, it's a shame. That's a shame. My general take on it. I'd love to hear from you guys. I'm Pops.